This is everything I read in September. Let's talk about the individual issues first. This is all of them, except for one, for a good reason. But I think let's go through the mainline issues. We have Batman #1, Matt Fraction, Jorge Jimenez. I'm enjoying this a lot. I'm getting #2 tomorrow. I'm a little late, just like a week late on that. But so far, so good. I'm excited to see where it heads, if it's heading anywhere. I like the episodic kind of approach that they're going for. Birds of Prey 25. I like the inclusion of ink. It is wrapping up because it's ending in a couple issues. Like I think 3 more issues left, which I'm really sad about, but we'll see where they go with that. But that's one of my favorite ongoings right now, so it's really sad to see that one go. Batgirl 11. I'm enjoying this series, but it does feel more like a Shiva story so far. I'm still iffy about Tenji in this series. There's a lot of like secret siblings, secret relatives showing up a lot, especially for the Bat family. I'm hoping there's another reveal on top of that that Tenji is actually her cousin, but we'll just have to see. Other than that, I'm enjoying this. I'm excited to see where this goes. This is one of my more favorite ongoings right now. New Gods. This is #10. I think there's 2 more left in this series. I'm really enjoying this. The art is great. The writing's great. This specific issue was about Seraphan, a little bit of his backstory. We'll see where that goes. It's a backstory, but they don't really say exactly why Seraphan is acting the way he is. We'll see what happened to the Forever people. I'm a big fan of New God, so I really like this series. We have Nightwing 130. I think this one is the one where they have the Justice League show up. Martian Manhunter kind of senses something going on, probably that weird cosmic jester. I know that he comes back later and helps out with whatever's going on. I'm really interested to see where the story goes, where it's headed, especially with the whole like Nightwing Kryptonian but like fake going on, and whatever's happening with the Jester. That seems really crazy. Batman and Robin Year One. I think this is canon, but it's not like current timeline, present day. But I really like this one. This is issue 11. 1 more issue left, and I'm excited to see how it wraps up. I have all of the issues, so I'm going to obviously collect the finale and probably get the trade as well. I'm really enjoying this. I'm a really big Dick Grayson fan. He's my favorite Robin. Cheshire and Cheetah, Cheetah and Cheshire. I only have issue 2 variant of Cheshire because I really like the character. I really like this art as well. And I did read it. I actually really like it. I don't know if I'll collect the rest of the series, but I will probably get the trade down the line. We have another secret reveal of a new character that's a relative. I believe she's like Nissa Al Ghul's daughter, which makes her Damien's cousin. Again, like another Damien relative, like one every like 4 5 years, something like that. I have Absolute Green Lantern, Absolute Martian Manhunter. These are issue 6. I collected all of the first 6 issues of all the Absolute lines, and these were just the last ones. And then I'm just gonna collect the trades from this from now on. I want to retroactively get the volume ones, even though they cover the first 6 issues. But I wanted to just get the first intro 6 issues of each series, and I read them all. I really like Martian Manhunter, as most people. Green Lantern is just starting to pick up, but I'm just gonna go for the trade later. I think my favorite is probably Wonder Woman and Batman. I am not a big fan of the way Absolute Superman is using Ra's al Ghul. I like the Flash. I like that one's all right. That one's not bad, but for me personally, it's not like really bad, or it's not like something like amazing either. And then for Green Lantern Dark, this is another Elseworlds. This is in the Tangent universe, which I think hasn't been touched in like years. But I was really interested in this series. Very cool concept of a Green Lantern with like an actual lantern. The only problem I have is that it starts off really strong, but in the later issues it kind of wanes. I'm kind of losing interest. But there's only 1 more issue. This is issue 6, so there's only 1 more left. So might as well just get the last issue, finish off the story. But yeah, it starts off strong and then it wanes for me. The collab, Batman, Deadpool. This is the Peach Momoko cover with Cassandra Cain and Electra. The stories are okay. I think my favorite is probably the Green Arrow and Daredevil story. There are some parts in other stories that are okay, there's some parts that are good, but generally I think that one's my favorite. And then the Jeff and Crypto one is pretty cute. Immortal Legend Batman. There's some parts that I'm iffy about, but I'm enjoying it. It's just kind of a fun series. I'm curious to know where they're going with it, especially with the character reveal at the end of issue one. And they're kind of going for this villain of the week vibe with Two Face and then Bane in issue two. So I'm expecting to see more of like these crazy sci-fi versions of Batman villains every issue. Finally, my last two issues are one issue. It's Power Rangers Prime number 10. This is a variant. This is the Dino Thunder variant. I'm collecting the series as a whole, but then I'm also collecting the variants that have like each team on them. I don't know if they're going to go all the way. There's not that much more after this, so I wouldn't see why not. But I saw something that made me think that they weren't going to keep going with the rest of the teams, which didn't make any sense to me, but we will see. But the series, in terms of the writing and story, I'm really enjoying it. The last couple issues started doing something weird. It started to slow down a lot in the pacing. I feel like it's not moving as fast as I would like to. There was some stuff about Rita that felt really weird, and I'm not a fan of VR troopers, so I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know why they're so important, and then they're somehow like really strong, like way stronger than I would have liked them to be. So that's all my issues. So here are my trades that I've been reading. Firstly, compact comic Batwoman Elegy. I enjoyed this for the most part. There were some parts that I didn't care for. If you don't know anything about her besides that she's like Batman's cousin, then this is a pretty good start. I did not see the twist about Alice in this coming because I didn't know anything about her and I never watched the CW show. It really does like show you the difference between her and Bruce. And then we have Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. I haven't read it before, and I like Godzilla and I like Justice League, so might as well have grabbed it. Some things that they did that was crazy. There was like they knocked out. I don't want to spoil anything, but they knocked out major players that are on this cover early on and like locked them away from the fight essentially, and then like save them for the very end of the story, which I thought was crazy. I feel like there were maybe better ways to like incorporate them in the story without having everything resolved right away. Like there's crazy things to do without just, taking out your major players. But other than that, pretty fun, pretty cool read. I do think they maybe too much Justice League and not enough of the kaijus. But other than that, it's fine. Yeah, it's pretty good. I have Absolute Wonder Woman. I already read the first six issues, but this has issue seven, which I don't have and I haven't read. I really like this series. I know the spoilers that some of the spoilers that come after this, so I'm really excited to get the second trade as well when that comes out. But this is probably my favorite Absolute title. I think it really does a good job of reimagining Diana but still like keeping true to her and her mythos and everything. But if you haven't read any Absolute title, definitely read this one. And then read Batman too, because everyone's reading Batman. Battle for the Cow. I did not like this one. This is the complete trade, which I think most places, if you find this trade, it'll be this one. The main story is only 3 issues. And then the rest of this is just like side stories that take place during the Battle for the Cow like arc, the storyline. But they either like have nothing to do with the story or just barely use the setting at all. Like it just happens to be the same time period, but it has no connection really. Even in the main story, I think there's just too many characters. Like it's just too much going on. And then I really hate the way that Jason is depicted in this. He's depicted like a psychopath. Like he's just going crazy and going villain and doing all random stuff, which he's never like that before this, and then he's never like that after this. So it was just kind of random the way that he's acting. I just put a picture up right now of like what he looks like. And then DC Night Fight is actually about to come out, which is Batman going against the Robins if they became Batman later. I'm really interested to see how they reimagine that of like how Jason would become Batman like from a writer's point of view like nowadays than this because anything's going to be better than this. I don't like his suit in here. I don't like how he acts. Like, there's really nothing I like about Jason in here. This is really more of like a transitional story from like one period to another. It would have been interesting to see like genuine battle for the cow, who's fighting and who could actually win. Like, there's actually a toss up, you know? So I'm not really a big fan of that story. And then we have my Red Hood stack. The only one I hadn't read before was Lost Days. So I went ahead and reread his unofficial trilogy. I read Death in the Family, which I read before. I really enjoyed the parts that were good about this. This is very clear that they were not expecting it to be a classic because there's just a lot of random stuff. This whole toss up about, oh, who is his real mother? And like, oh, is it Shiva? Like, did you genuinely think Shiva is like he could be his mom? And then there's like, we're in a different country, we're going across multiple countries. Also, Joker has diplomatic immunity. I think if it was not so scattered and, more focused, it would be better. But, this was decades ago. It's of the times. Lost Days, I got recently, which is part of the set, but it's not really super necessary to read. I mean, this came out after all of these, after these two, but it gets recapped sort of in Under the Red Hood. There's like a page or a few panels where they kind of talk about this a little bit, like the stuff that's happening in this. Yeah, might as well read it. There's a lot of good stuff that I like about it, like the way Jason solves things, gets out of things, takes down criminals. The way that he does it, I like a lot. But, there's stuff at the very end. I'm not going to spoil if you haven't read, but there's like stuff with Talia at the very end that like comes out of nowhere that is pretty bad, and I hate it. And then Under the Red Hood, which is probably Jason's best book till this day. Like, there's really nothing else that comes with it because like after this, I think was Battle for the Cowl, which I don't like, and then maybe some stragglers. He's in the Grant Morrison Batman run with Dick Grayson as Batman, and then New 52 happened. I don't like that lineup and whatever they were doing with the Outlaws. I think the Rebirth Outlaw, which I'll talk about in a second, is a little better, but this book is pretty good. I think it's worth it to just read these three and then watch the movie, or just watch the movie, but read comics when you can. But the movie pretty much does a really good job of going through Jason's story. It's pretty much this book, like to a T, maybe some minor changes. And I think there's some things the movie does better. It keeps it more focused and streamlined. But if you were to get a book, probably this one is the best one out of these three. For his more modern books, I have The Rebirth, Red Hood and the Outlaws, and Volume 2. I've already read these, so I reread them after reading the Red Hood books, but they are pretty good. They're very slow paced. I was kind of surprised rereading it how slow they were moving. It's kind of the case of Volume 1 is about Jason's story, and then it goes to Artemis. And then I read Volume 3 and 4, and it's kind of about Bizarro, and then it's about all of them kind of mixed a little bit. So I read this whole run up to a point. I read volume 1 and 2, 3 and 4 online, and then I read Red Hood Outlaw online as well. I have that book, but I don't have it here with me, unfortunately. Yeah, it moves really slow, and then there was some weird characterization in the middle and around. I think the team is really good, the Dark Trinity team. I just think it needs like better characterization and like better stories. Like, give them better villains, give them more character moments. Maybe even just have like an Outlaws title instead of Red Hood and the Outlaws. It's just Outlaws, and then put other people on the team. Like, I feel like there could be an Atlantean on this team. There could be a Green Lantern on this team. There's a lot you could do with it, but they decided to go this route. Red Hood #1. And this just got canceled the day it came out, but I managed to grab one. It's okay. Like, it's not like awful like some people say. It's definitely not good. It's just okay. I don't like this pairing, even as like partners. Like, it makes no sense. I don't like his new design. Like, give him back his helmet, please. Like, I'm tired of the mask design. Where's his like squiggly knife? Where are the all blades? Give him a tire iron for fun. But yeah, this got canceled, so I don't really know where this character is going now. We have nobody knows where this character is going to be headed. I'm hoping that they'll just change the design and just do something completely different, go 180. He's not really in a good spot right now, and he hasn't been since Under the Red Hood, unfortunately. My last thing is the Chuck Dixon Compendium. Look at this thing. This is huge. I have this is number one. I have number two as well. I'm starting with the first Nightwing run. So I'm making my rounds. I'm gonna go through this, volume two, and then Compendium 3. That should come out. Yeah, I think that comes out like early next year. I'll probably read Chuck Dixon's run online and then buy Compendium 3 when that comes out later. But I'm about like this far in. Hold on, this is the cover. So I'm this far in. So I got this much left down here. So I'm almost done with it actually. And then I'll read number two. And then I did just order these after Chuck Dixon. I think it goes through Marv's run, and Peter J. Tomasi, Devin Grayson, not in that order, but you know what I mean. Like it goes up there, and then we get to the Grant Morrison Batman run, which I also have. So I will kind of read through that. I'm getting through Dick Grayson's history, and then after the original run and then the Grant Morrison run, we got New 52. This is still in the wrap. I ordered it and it just got here like a couple days ago. But yeah, this is the New 52. I don't know anything about this besides Court of Owls and Red Suit. It's pretty much all I know. Um, Other than that, I don't know anything. But I hate the red suit. I don't like the red suit. I don't know if there's a good reason for the red suit, like in the book. Like they have a reason for it. I just know New 52 rebooted everything and then gave him the red suit. But I much prefer the blue suit. And then I also had ordered Nightwing Rebirth. This thing is huge. This is the biggest one I have, I think. I think it goes from Rebirth issue 1 up to right before the Rick Grayson arc. So Rick Grayson is not in here, thankfully, or unfortunately. Thankfully for me, but I'm probably going to collect the Rick Grayson arc anyway in trades because I don't want to like skip over anything, even if it must be Rick Grayson, even if it's bad. And then I also have the Grayson book. It's not in front of me right now, but I know it's like over there somewhere. I need to organize everything. This isn't gonna be a blank wall forever. I'm gonna move around and like have an actual background. But yeah, the Grayson run, I have that omnibus as well. I got that for pretty cheap a few years ago. But that's everything I read for the month. And then I have some things that I want to read the next month in October. Everything on my pull list, and then obviously finishing stuff like this, stuff that I already have that I haven't finished yet. Um, I think I'll make a separate video for stuff I'm planning on reading in October. And then tomorrow is also Wednesday, so I might make a video on just my pull list because I have backlogs. I didn't go last week, so I'll go through my pull list and see what I'm excited about that. Uh, so I'll see you next time.